Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us today for today's webinar. This is our ESL TED Talk number 2, and the topic is English language learning software to start creating virtual classes. We are happy to be here. It's a beautiful day. Before we do presentations, I would like to introduce Jamie Trujillo. Hi, Jamie.
Hello, everyone.
Thank you for joining us. She's the fabulous moderator for this session, and also we are gonna talk about our experience using software in our classroom with ELL students. Next slide, please. So today I am not by myself, of course. I'm with my lovely presenter, co-presenter Dawn.
And my lovely co-presenter, Monse.
How are you, Don?
I'm so lovely. Thank you.
Good,
I'm
lovely.
lovely. I'm lovely today.
You are lovely. That's good. I'm really happy to be with you today here and show our participants um, what we've been doing and we've been working
Yep.
lately. And I hope you guys are doing good at home. And please, if you have any questions, we are going to respond the questions at the end. So put them on the chat. Jamie will be the one who will come back at the end of the presentation, and we will respond the questions. And also, please write your name and your program so we can see who's joining us today, and we can just connect. It will be great if you could do that for us. So, Don, do you have something else to say about?
I'm excited about these 3 programs. Get into some detail here today, and hopefully help out some folks get using this technology in their classrooms.
Yes, that's what I feel too. Okay, let's get started. Jamie, please, next slide. So today, the idea of this ESL TED Talks is to have this collaboration between teachers around New Mexico, so we can share our experience and techniques using technology in the classroom, and also this our goal for you to learn and to implement a lot of the things that we already tried, and you don't make the same mistakes, and you will enhance your curriculum, because as the new legislation, we as ESL teachers, we are required to implement technology. We also want that you tell your students the benefits of using technology in the classroom and also outside of the classroom. And that's something our goal is to promote, a lot of tools for them to keep practicing. And also, our goal is to show you some tools that will help you to assess and improve instruction. So we are glad to have this kind of community. We're going to be working together and improving a lot of even our same instruction, thanks to you and thanks to all the feedback that we can get. Next slide, please.
Today's objective is a little more tightly defined than what we did our first time around, and also at our virtual conference on the 2nd. We talked about USA Learns. We talked about these programs before, and of course Plato and Duolingo. Lingo will be our 3rd program we'd like to get into today. We're going to talk specifics today about some things. So our objective today is, after observing these step-by-step instruction, you will be able to access these programs and create classes and enter students into your program, actually use them. We kind of explored them last time around. And of course, just as a reminder, you will have access to our network, our group talk, ESL Tech Talks. And also, I want to remind you while we're here that we do have our new space, ESL Tech Talks, on our NMDELT website under the category Connect with Us. We will be archiving these slides so you can access them at any time, as we will be going through step by step, like I said, things, so you can come back and check on them at another time. Next slide, please.
So we are talking about having a virtual classroom, And a virtual classroom sounds really weird in the beginning because, of course, we want to have our students in the classroom. But we found out that having a virtual classroom has a lot of benefits. It sounds scary and complicated, but the truth is that the benefits are great. Like the word said, benefits. You have a lot of positive things about it. So some of the things that we've been learning about having a virtual classroom is that the students feel this sense of community outside of the classroom. They feel that they could connect anywhere and anytime they want. They can access the content. Also, a lot of these classrooms help you to track their progress, and that's what you want. A lot of our students don't have some time to they don't have the connection to English speakers outside of the classroom, or even in their work. Sometimes a lot of them work with people that speak the same language. For that reason, it's good to provide an environment where they can be practicing and having more English experiences. And also you can check the progress and give personalized feedback. Students love that you go back and tell them how they are doing, and the more you do that, the excited they get, and also they start practicing more. And again, another benefit that is really important to have in mind is that you are providing opportunities for learning besides just the classroom, especially when the students have a break. In our program, the students don't have summer classes, so sometimes it's good to keep the communication, so they keep practicing, and then when they come back the next semester, they are ready to go. So we want to invite you to learn all the benefits about having a virtual classroom. Next slide, please, Jamie. So the three softwares that we are going to talk about today, like Dawn said before, are free. And we all love that word, right? We don't have to worry about it. So free.
I do.
You do, I do too.
I think we all do.
I know. And I see that Edie is here. Hi, Edie. I'm sorry that I interrupted the presentation, but I get really excited when people are watching live. So we really appreciate that you are taking the time to connect with us. So we are talking about three softwares that are free. Two, ESL Learners and Duolingo, are completely free. Plato is free as well. However, you need to get access through an MDELT, so you can access to a free account. Plato doesn't have any cost in New Mexico. So if you want to know more about Plato, please go to our website, nmdel.org, and request an account. We also provide training for Plato. So please, next slide.
In USA Learns, it's an easy enough program to work. I just want to go through the steps here on how it works from step to step. If some of you are able to maybe go to usalearns.org right now and follow along with me, that might be cool. Or if you have another computer sitting by, you might log on to www.usalearns.org right now and maybe follow along here. We're going to first look at creating an account. I think we've mentioned this before, that to use this program, go to this link, and you'll see there it says, "Are you a teacher?" And you say, "Yep, I sure am." And then it will give you an opportunity to sign up to create an account as a teacher. And all you need to do is put in an email and nothing else. And trust me, I've never received any junk, anything from this company at all after having signed up some long time ago for this program. So the students have to do the same thing, but we'll go over that in a minute. But when you log in again with your teacher's account, that only takes a few minutes to create. You'll find in the middle of the page a button that says Start a New Class. You click on it, and you add the title and choose from the level you want your class to be based on. There are 3 offerings plus citizenship. You can add a short description if you want and click on Create My Class. Next slide, please. This is what it looks like. This is the button up on the upper right there. You see Class Overview, Start a New Class. Pretty intuitive. Pretty intuitive. I recommend that you title the class something that you can remember and that has some meaning to you, so you can, for reporting purposes especially, if you maybe use this with several classes. There's 3 options, again, first English course, second English course, and third English course, and they kind of go by level. One's a little higher, 3 is higher than 2, etc. And then below this, you'll see a place to add the start dates and the end dates, and click Create, and you will see at that point the class key code is then listed there. Next slide, please. Here's what your home page will look like then after you have created. This is my home page. I've created 4 classes here, and remember this. This is where this class key is what the students need. When the students create their accounts by doing the same thing you just did or could do, usalearns.com, and then they create an account they need a good email address, and they put in username and password, etc. And then when they log in with their account, they will see a line on the right that says enroll in my teacher's class, and they click on that, and there's a text box there in which they can write the class key. That's important because then you can track the students and monitor and correct their writing and do those kinds of things. This program is free. It's not a super big, complex, complicated program. It's a wonderful little thing, but it does allow you some communication, and that's why you want the students to be enrolled in your class, so you can see their writing and see their work and see the percentages. They give you some nice reports on the percentages they got correct in all the different activities involved with each section, and there are a great number of sections, and they're all based on real life kinds of things. They're not really grammar based, although there is a variety of grammar offered in the readings, etc. Next slide, please. Montse.
Yes, I know. Thank you for that, Don. And also, before we continue with the presentation, I want to say hi to everybody who's joining us today live. And please, if you know these programs and you want to learn more, or you are new to them, it would be great if you can follow us opening the program and just follow the steps. We are not sharing a screen today to show you how to do it directly from the program, so we took some screenshots in a way that you can do it on the same time. I know, because we don't have much time, I just want to be mindful of the time, and I don't know if you joined the first one. We just have just 30 minutes to show you content. However, we have a time for questions at the end. And if you have any specific questions regarding any of these programs, we can go back and show you with more time in another moment. So don't worry about it. Yeah, no, I just want to, it's a good reminder to people.
Good point.
Yes, let's keep talking about, thank you for USL Learn's explanation, Don. I love that program. I've been using it with some of the students and they like it a lot. So now we are going to talk about Duolingo. I know Duolingo is a famous program. Everybody loves Duolingo because you can use it on your phone, and people have been learning a lot, different languages. Of course, there are positive and negative things about Duolingo. I know we've been talking to teachers and sometimes they don't like the program. However, what is good about is that the students like it. The students love Duolingo, even though for some people could be too easy, and sometimes the program has some grammar mistakes. It's really intuitive and also fun, and is user-friendly, and is free. So one of the features that Duolingo has now that I thought it was really great to share with you guys was that there is now Duolingo for schools. So this means that you can create your virtual classroom as an instructor and track progress and see your classroom and also have kind of this environment that we were talking in the beginning of the presentation. So for the people that are new to Duolingo, how this program works. It's based on translation. So it comes from one language to another. So, for example, in northern New Mexico, in our program, the majority of the students speak Spanish. So, like me, my first language is Spanish. So, you have to go from Spanish to English. So, how this program works is translating the content, and you could, and also if you have students that speak Chinese, it's always going to be from one language to another. Those are two important things that you need to know about Duolingo, because even though you have a multi-level class, this program is just goes from the native language to the foreign language. The other thing that is important to know is that at this moment you can learn 21 languages on Duolingo, and I just put some of the languages that you can learn, and this is honestly, I think it's a great tool to start exploring new languages. And I put also at the end of the slide that there are other languages that are under construction. So this program is going to be adding more languages, because we know that in some regions of New Mexico, you're going to get some refugees and maybe that come from other countries with specific languages that are not that popular than Spanish. But at some point, Duolingo is going to have that language. Next slide, please. So coming back what I was saying about Duolingo for schools, you can create classes now, and that makes Duolingo a really strong tool, because now you can connect the application to your classroom, because a lot of the students use it on their phones, and I've seen it. My students use Duolingo when they are working, when they are outside of the classroom, when they are sometimes waiting for their kid at school. So that's what we want. So how you do this, and you create a class and invite students. So we have I have here 5 screenshots. The first one is how the classroom would look. You have to use the link that was in the other slide, Duolingo for Schools. So that's the initial access. Then you create an account as a teacher. And in the screenshot number 1, you could see how it will look when you don't have any classroom, and your name is going to appear on the top. Then in the second screenshot, you set the name, and also what is the language of the class. Of course, they are learning English. And the third one shows how you invite the students. So you have 2 options. You can share the link on an email, so your student will get the link, or you can create accounts for the students. However, if they already have an account, they just gotta add the code. So if you move to a screenshot number 4, you will see that your classroom has a code. You can also connect your Google Classroom to Duolingo, which is a shortcut, and it's a really good tool too, because a lot of us are using already Google Classroom. If no, you also tell your students to go to join.duolingo.com and then add this code, and then after those steps, they're going to be able to join your virtual classroom. Next slide, please. So the second part is how you set up your classroom. And again, if you have any questions regarding this and you want to see it live, we will be happy to connect with you and show you step by step how to do it. For now, we just have screenshots, and I hope these are really clear for you to follow. So when I just finished my classroom, the name is English 1. At that moment, I don't have any student. But the truth is that how I shared and I invited my students work for me better by sharing the link. So I share the link with them, and then I I wanted to set my classroom setting. So what I did, if you go to the second screenshot, you can see that you set the language for the class, but then the program asks you, what language do your students speak? And you put Spanish, because in my case, the students speak Spanish. If you have a multi-language class, I would recommend that you create a little classroom for everybody, for every language. Even though you can have 2 students in one, this will allow you to have a better control of each student. And that's what you want. You want to have track the progress of each of them. Then, if you go to the third screenshot, you're gonna see on the left all the tabs. You have students, assignments, English curriculum, class activities, and classroom settings. That is your main menu where you're gonna control over your class. The assignments. This is the important part of Duolingo. You have 2 kinds of assignments. You can collect points, or your students, you can choose for them to complete skills. That is up to you. Some students like to collect points because they get really competitive. Other ones they just want to complete skills. And Duolingo offers 3 kinds of levels. And you can see that in the fifth screenshot. They have beginner, intermediate, and advanced skills. So I would recommend for you to go check them out. I bet there are some content that your students would love to play around with. Next slide, please. This last one, I just want to show you in a big slide how the reporting works. You can have two ways to track progress. Like I mentioned before, one is by points earned, and you can see these 2 students. One is not really engaged. You see, you have just 10. The other one has 3,000. So that student is actively working in the program. That makes me really happy, right? And then if you go to the second screenshot, you can see that the first student hasn't do much. I mean, hasn't been working at all. But the other one has been completing all the classes topics, and that's really, you can see, and then you can talk to the student and ask him how things are going, and maybe if they have extra questions about it, and you can give them some extra assignments. So I hope this is clear for you about the reporting, and this is how you are gonna see the reporting on Duolingo. Next slide, please. And how you use it. You can use it as a class activity to give extra credit, as a warm-up, because again, it's really engaging and fun and really easy to use. Students like it a lot. Also, it will help you to optimize class time, and you can assign homework. I know we don't like that word much, but if you make it really relevant, students will love to do homework, and then they will show you because they will be so proud of all the progress they made. And to end this part of Duolingo, I just want to let you know that you have to consider 2 things. Duolingo does not track hours. Duolingo tracks progress, and that's really different. I know we are looking sometimes to track hours as a tool for our programs, but to create this need and this connection to technology with the students, I truly believe that progress is a really powerful tool, and this could be the first program that they are using, then they can move on to Plato or ESL Learns. And also, this could be the first experience for students to use technology. And based on our experience, Duolingo really, it could be this bridge between complex programs and no programs. So I hope you like it. Next slide, please.
Boy, Monse, that was great. I learned a lot about that program right there. I've seen it, I've used it a little bit, but my students all know about it. And I really need to know more about it. Thanks a lot for that. I want to jump back into Plato here with all of you because we have Plato. We use it. Monse and I have been working on ways to use Plato for ESL, for our English language learners in the lower levels. And this is just a quick reminder to you all, because Play-Doh is one of those programs that is very large and complex, and sometimes well, at least me, and I'm afraid that I've been guilty of doing this when I work on some other program and I come back to Play-Doh and I think, wait a minute, so I put the student in first and then I do whatever. But this is how it works. I wanted to write it down for you step by step. The first thing to do in Play-Doh, if you want to use it, try it with your ESL students, is to log into your account and go to courseware on the upper left in the black screen there, and you will click on the, when that opens, you'll click on then the menu in the upper left and go to your course catalog and open that. You're going to scroll down to see the long list of Play-Doh courses and other courses that are there. I like the NRS courses, and this one in particular called Play-Doh course NRS Language L2 is one that I like for ESL students. And then click on the plus sign, and I'm going to show you that on the next screen, please. This is what it looks like. You will see these gray horizontal lines with many courses there. And you'll get used to it after a while, find where it is, and notice the green check, the green cross on the side there on the right side. Click on that, and this opens up to create new class. This is where you put in your class name and start date, end date. You can write a description, and down below you can add instructors. You can see right there you can add instructors to work this with you or share this class with other people. And then be sure to click on NMHED and NMABE at the bottom of this page also, and your class is created. Next screen, please. The way you create a student account is you can't put the student in the account directly. You have to create a student in the system and then put it into the account. So I know this may not sound like the right steps in the right order, but this is really the best way to do it, trust me. First, you create an account by going to the Administration Center and then click on Users and Manage. Click on Create Users and fill out the required information. And it's just the red starred items there. The red stars indicate the required fields there. And the other stuff you can add in, it's up to you if you want to track that kind of data with all those other things there, but you don't have to. Be sure you check the boxes NMABE and NMHED and scroll down and click Save. Next screen, please. There, this is what it looks like to create a new user. And the next screen, please. Next slide, please. And then add students to your course by going back to your courseware menu and course catalog and scroll down again to open up the Play-Doh course, and then the Play-Doh course, and within that you'll see your course again. Click on the radio button next to your class and then go back up to the top of the page and click on the Actions tab to see the drop-down menu, and then click on Enroll Learners. Next screen, please. And that's what it looks like. And again, we are almost out of time. I want to just remind you that this will be on our site pretty soon, so you can always come back to this and take a look at it if you need a reminder. And next screen, please.
Thank you, Don, for that. I think we did great in time. Actually, we have 30 minutes with showing what we've been doing. And again, I know it's tricky because we are not sharing the screen and sometimes could be confusing. However, if you come back and do it at home, I invite you to open Play-Doh, open ESL Learners or Duolingo, and just follow the steps. And you will be guided by this presentation. We hope that these tools help you to improve your instruction. It gives you some ideas, and also we want to keep this conversation going. We have this ESL group on Google Groups, and we would like to invite you to be part of the group and talk about ELL topics and talk about students and challenges and experiences, so we can all create this networking group and be connected. That's our idea and the main purpose of these TED Talks. So please, if you want to be part of this group, this is the email, so you can email us, and we will be glad to contact you. Next slide, please. So thank you for joining us today. We are part of the NMDL team. We provide training, support. We have resources. We want to create networking experiences for English language teachers, and also we can go to your school and provide you some professional development. So please let us know how we can help you. If you want to get all this information or other ESL information, go to our website, nmdl.org. And you also can connect with us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Next slide, please. And if you have any questions, please write them in the YouTube chat. We thank you for joining us today. Jamie, do we have any questions?
We don't right now at the moment. Like I mentioned, there is a little bit of a delay, probably about a 10-second delay.
Okay,
so I did type in the chat asking if anyone had any questions. We do have at least 4 people on right now live. So,
oh, that's great. Hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for listening.
Yeah, thank you for joining us.
So, yeah, I just want to give them a few more seconds just to
cool.
ask any questions. And of course, as you guys can see on the screen, you can email Dawn or Montse if you have any questions later on, especially for those of you that are watching this afterward. But we don't seem to have any questions.
Okay, well, thank you everyone for joining us. We appreciate your time. We would love to connect with you. We know that you have a lot of knowledge, and it will be great to talk to you and just, have some conversations about any topic related to ESL instruction.
And our next
wait.
ESL TED
we did get a question. Sorry.
Next month. Yep.
We do have a question really quickly. How do these other classroom platforms compare with Google Classroom?
Oh, that's a great question. Actually, the difference is that these are software, right? These are programs. They have their own content. Google Classroom is a learning management system. So Google Classroom is a platform that helps you to organize and to provide independent content. However, Google Classroom doesn't have any content itself. I don't know if I explained that clearly, but
good answer. Yep, good answer, Montse.
No, yes, that is exactly it. Montse, very good.
I hope that is clear. Please let us know if that responds your question. Google Classroom is a great tool, and you can combine a lot of different resources in one. However, it doesn't provide any content. That's the big difference. Is that clear?
She said yes, thank you.
Oh,
nice.
Awesome.
All right.
Yeah, good question. Thank you for that.
So
and I'm sorry, Dawn, you were talking about the next Tech Talk.
Right. This is a 5-part series, as most of you know, and we're planning for April already, and we don't have a title settled on at this moment, but we do have a date, and that date is, won't say?
Yeah, I mean, that's true. We don't have any topic. However, if you have any recommendations of anything you would like to see, right, you can email us, right?
Is it April 19th, right?
Oh,
I believe it is.
I think so. April 19th. Yes, correct.
Right, that's what I was looking for, the date. Okay.
Oh, I thought you were asking me.
I hope all of you can pencil us in for April 19th for Tech Talk number 3. We have not really talked about reporting very much, or attendance accounting, or a variety of other things involved with that we're involved with anyway with online learning and virtual classrooms. We want to be able to capture attendance hours. It's very important to the program, so we want to cover that. Maybe we'll cover part of that in our next trip out, reporting and that sort of thing. These programs have some good reporting functionality, and we can talk about that too.
Good. That sounds good, Don. Thank you. Well, I think we are already, I think we don't have any questions, right, Jamie? Is
No
that correct?
further questions. That's correct.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today, and we appreciate your time, and we hope we can connect soon.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Thank you all so much. Have a great rest
Thank
of your
you,
day.
Bye-bye.